you doing, everybody? My name is Kinesis, and welcome back to Dream Daddy. Carly is joining me today for the final date, hopefully. It's taking us a long ride to get here.
I'm just gonna remove the popcorn from me now. There you go. I'm sure.
Alright, final date. This might be it.
We might be done with the game. Well, I think we should do all of the achievements run through with like little clips.
Yeah, you think so?
I really want to see what Let Amanda Say Fuck is all about.
That's this date. Let Amanda fuck?
Let Amanda say fuck.
Oh. I'm like, wait a second!
Let Pearl say fuck.
I haven't spoken to Robert since that night we drove out to his thinkin' masturbating spot. He seemed unusually somber then, like more so than the usual amount of somber that Robert is, which is already a lot. I've been thinking about him and hope he's doing okay, but I've been a little reluctant to reach out to him. I take a look at my dad book messages. There's a flurry of them from Robert.
Why?
Sure.
Why?
Robert, you don't need to worry about that. What? Not that I'm unappreciative, but I think this is the first time that Robert's given me more than an hour's warning before hanging out. Amanda! Amanda pops her head into the hallway. Music I don't recognize blaring from her room.
What's up?
I'm hanging out with Robert later tonight.
Okay, cool.
Robert, who is my friend. I have friends.
I'm happy for you, Dad.
People enjoy my company, Amanda.
Dad, I'm so happy for your continued development as a human being.
What are you listening to?
Sad shit. I don't give a fuck anymore.
Amanda, Lang.
You know what? You're an adult now.
I gave it an earnest effort for all 18 years of your life. Go forth and swear.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
I really hope I don't regret this later. Amanda goes back into her room and turns up the volume to her sad shit. You happy?
Yeah.
That's good parenting right there. You're an adult now. You can say the fuck word.
Fuck yeah.
I put on my going out coat and walk over to Jim and Kim's. That keeps changing, I swear. I
feel
spot
like
Robert.
it was Kim and Jim the first time.
Kim and Jim and Jim and Kim? I spot Robert leaning against the brick wall, smoking a cigarette. As I get closer, I realize that he looks a little different. Cleaner, I guess. It actually seems like he combed his hair and his clothes are less wrinkled than usual. Hey.
Hey.
You take a shower just for me?
I'm working on my relationship with existence.
He's my depressed little boy. We both stand there for a second and don't say anything. Robert finishes his cigarette and abruptly goes inside. I follow him. By the time I get inside, Robert glass to toast.
Save it and let's try all of them. I want to get this right. I just want to help him. I want
Community. He's all about being with a person when he needs to be. So, it's to us and all the property damage and petty larceny that we may commit tonight.
You want to try for the eggplant?
We'll try for the eggplant. Always help a friend in need. Here's to your continued existence.
There we go.
He sipped his whiskey. So what's the plan for tonight?
Hit some other bars, maybe grab some pizza. I think that'll kill us some time before we go burn down that abandoned house in the woods.
It's
definitely not as fun if it's abandoned.
Mary pops over the back of the booth, a glass of wine in her hand. She punches Robert in the shoulder.
Where was my phone call? Oh. Sorry, figured you were busy sinking your teeth into some poor sap. I am. He's right here.
I look around the booth to see a guy sitting across from her. He waves meekly.
Come on.
You're replacing me with this new kid? Mary, I would never replace you, whether I wanted to or not.
Mary leaves her booth and slides in next to Robert. The guy she was sitting with looks mildly relieved. She eyes Robert's clean-pressed clothes up and down suspiciously.
What? You got a court date coming up?
He'd never convince the jury. No,
You want to save and try 'em all?
No, I'll watch out for my friend. He probably feels a little uncomfortable getting all dressed up, so he looks handsome. I think he cleans up nicely.
Oh my God.
Man! That's what I would say.
He'd never convince the jury. Seriously though, what's up with you?
Robert stares down at his drink, suddenly looking nervous.
It's Pappy. Doctors say it's cirrhosis of the liver. I told that old bag of bones to quit it with the sauce, but it's all he's ever known, especially since Ma's gone. That's why I invited you two out tonight. Just didn't want to be alone.
Oh, come on.
Marley, don't be an asshole. You know the one thing Robert doesn't joke around about is his Pappy.
Whoops.
They're giving him 2 months. I gotta help him straighten out his affairs.
Robert, I'm so sorry. Robert takes a long look at his whiskey, eyeing it in the dim glow of the bar's lights.
I look at his life and then I look at mine and I know history's just doomed to repeat itself.
Oh my god.
I'm just kidding. He's retired with his new girlfriend in Acapulco. They watch the sunset every night. Probably screw like donkeys.
Wait, aren't rabbits the ones who screw a lot?
Oh, sorry. Didn't realize you were an expert on which animals screw a lot.
Ugh.
Please stop saying the word screw.
Screw that. Robert finishes his drink and slides it away from him. He gets up out of the booth.
Me and Marley are gonna hit the bricks. You coming with?
Mary casts one last glance at the sad sap she's been hunting and downs the rest of her wine in one gulp.
This place is dead anyways.
I really don't like this. That's not a fun thing to joke about. I get he does it in order to, I understand him now, and he's just a sad person.
He uses humor to cope with the sad.
He uses really, really dark humor to cope with his depression, and I get it, but
I tend to do that when I'm in a really bad spot, and so it kind of leaves a...
it's a little close to home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yay, depression!
Yay, depression!
We exit the bar and find the typically empty street filled with a small crowd of people. At the front is a guy with a really deliberate attitude and bad posture. He carries a lantern that he shines up at his face for dramatic effect. What's going on?
Looks like it's one of those walking ghost tours. They do that in this part of town all the time.
Looks like they're holding hands.
They're not.
Accidentally.
Looks like it. I've always wanted to do one of those. You know all of the stories are fake, right? Pretty much all of my stories are fake. This is research.
Robert makes a beeline towards the back of the group. He turns around when he notices that I'm not following him.
Come on.
We can't just crash it, can we?
Don't be such a square, Marley. Just act like you belong.
Robert sidles up to the tour group. I reluctantly fall into step behind him. Well, here goes nothing. Hey! It was in this place in 1694 that the most infamous witch trials were held! It's Tourmaster Quinn! To date, we do not know if the people burned at the stake were actually witches, but it is widely reported that our ghosts still haunt this hapless dive bar to this very day.
It was actually 1692.
What?
And the site was over by the coffee shop down the road.
I'm sorry, who are you?
Daniel McSturgis, ghost historian. And this is my colleague, Dr.
80s reference.
Dr. Edie's
Dr. Loomis. Paranormal investigator extraordinaire. We're touring America's most haunted locations as research for our new book.
You may have seen our guest cameo in Paranormal House Hunters Extreme Edition.
A couple of people in the group start nodding. Man, Robert's good at this. Are you guys part of the group? I remember seeing you at the first stop.
We like to keep a low profile, easier to catch ghosts that way.
Hey.
They've definitely been here, been standing next to them the whole time.
Thank you, random lady who I do not know.
As I was saying, the epicenter of paranormal activity can be found at the Coffee Spoon over there. The man who runs it has been plagued by hauntings since he signed the lease. damn near driven him mad. That might be the weed.
Man, didn't know that about Matt.
Wait, I missed it. What
He was just like, you can say whatever you want on your tour. It's your tour. Wait, Robert's making this up. The rest of the tour group listens intently to Robert's every word. I think the tour guide can tell that he's losing the group. He seems to be getting flustered. Thank you for your contribution and knowledge, Mr. Sturgis. Let's move on to the next haunted location. Robert, Mary, and I follow the group down the street. That tour guide's shirt is cool.
Yeah, everyone in the group gets one if we make it to the final location.
I turn to Robert and grab him by the shoulders. I need that t-shirt.
Well, guess we're in this for the long haul then. Just follow my lead. Don't arouse too much suspicion and we'll have cool ghost shirts in no time.
Cool ghost shirts. Our group arrives at an old decrepit colonial-style house. A quick pause in the tour. My name is Quinn, but most people on the ghost tour circuit call me Tour Master Quinn. I'm a DJ, trivia master, and part-time actor. I do private ghost hunting events, birthday parties, MC bar mitzvahs, and perform traditional vaudevillian mime work. Tour Master Quinn gives out headshots to all of us. His resume is on the back. Stage combat experience. Anyway, here's a little bit of history for you all. This was the home of noted American author Dorothy Pembridge, whose prose was wildly popular in the late 19th century. It was in the attic of this very home where she wrote classics as The Diaries of a Victorian Mistress, Lady Fitzwilliam's Courtship, and The Ghost of Sea Captain Reginald Barclay. She unfortunately died of consumption shortly after the turn of the century, but several people have reported that on some nights you can see a light from the attic where the ghost of Miss Pembridge continues work on her latest bestseller. I guess you could say that she was consumed by her work.
Sad Master Quinn.
No reaction from the crowd. This guy needs to work on his dad jokes.
Actually, consumption is the popular cover-up. The lone fact is that it was a murder-suicide.
Right.
I'm pretty sure she died of consumption.
Sure. We definitely didn't hire Stanley Kubrick to elaborately fake the moon landing. That's the watered-down, censored version they teach you in school. But if you can't handle the real story, I understand. It's not for the faint of heart.
Can we?
I think everyone would much rather hear what this world-renowned ghost historian has to say, right, everybody?
The group murmurs in agreement.
This is a topic we cover extensively in our book. Dr. Loomis, would you care to tell this story? Shit!
Rely on amazing improv comedy skills.
Save! Go for it.
I try to remember something. Anything from the improvisational comedy class I took that one semester in college. Yes, so, Dorothy Pembridge. Dorothy Pembridge was writing a lot of books. Yes, and, I'm gonna need a word from the audience. Any word. Ghost! Yes, and ghost. Ghost and... I look over to Robert. I think this is the part where he's supposed to come tap me on the shoulder and jump into the scene, but he's just staring at me. Everyone is staring at me. And scene. Thank you very much, everybody. I thought that was great.
That was so bad.
Go with something I know. Like
Sure.
paranormal. In the 19th century, Dorothy Pembridge was credited for protecting New York City from potentially world-ending paranormal forces. Despite her success, her ragtag group of ghost hunters were disbanded by government officials. However, after learning that the ghost of Vigo the Carpathian was taking an interest in her son... It's Ghostbusters 2!
There you go.
Her and her ghost-busting friends launched a mission to defeat the ghost and once again save New York City. Hey, isn't that the plot to... Nope, it's not. The tour guide sees this as an opportunity to take back the group and addresses us with some razzle-dazzle. Haha, what an interesting story! Please stop talking. Now, I just want everyone to know that the next location is extremely terrifying. If anyone thinks they can't handle it, feel free to excuse yourselves.
Alright, I'm bored.
Mary turns to a young guy looking at his phone and taps him on the shoulder.
Hey, kid, fancy buying a gal a drink?
The guy looks up at her and smiles. Only if the bar is haunted.
Honey, I can show you the most haunted place in town. My vagina.
I think I could exorcise your demons, if that's what you're looking for.
Damn.
His eyes go wide. Mary salutes me and Robert. She suddenly pulls me into a hug and murmurs into my ear.
And you've known Rob for as long as I have. You know when something's wrong. Keep an eye on him for me tonight, okay?
Ellipsis. Sure, Mary.
Good man.
Mary pats me on the back and pulls away. She takes the guy's hand and leads him down the street.
Take it sleazy, fellas.
She's gonna fuck him. I think.
God help that poor soul.
Mary or the kid?
Both.
Our last stop. This burial ground is such a hotbed of horrifying paranormal activity that I'm not even sure where to begin. Here, there's the wailing ghost of the Wharf Man, the vampire of Maple Bay, the children of the moonlight. Oh, hey look, it's Damien.
What about the Dover ghost?
By this point, the tour guide is clearly irritated with us. What about it?
Oh, nothing. I just think it would be a crime to come all the way out to the cemetery, the actual origin of one of New England's most notorious paranormal entities, and not even mention the infamous Dover ghost.
That's not a real thing. That is absolutely not a real thing. I think someone needs to brush up on their paranormal history. I know tons about paranormal history. I know every ghost story in this area.
I can guarantee there's one you don't know.
Robert looks over at me and smiles.
Would you folks care to hear about the tale of how Loomis and I met?
Hey!
No! The entire group shushes the tour guide. Okay, fine, tell the story. Shut up, phone!
Maybe you should silence your phone.
Maybe you should suck my dick. It's your line.
Well, it was a dark and stormy night.
I wasn't always a paranormal investigator. Way back when, I was just a
Ha!
traveling grifter.
Sure.
Moving from town to town, always looking for my next mark. It wasn't an easy life, but I had fun, taking from the rich, giving to the poor. Actually, also taking from the poor. I had a shaky moral foundation. I happened upon the quiet town of Maple Bay quite by accident, but little did I know that this city has a dark side.
Now, about the same time, I was just starting out as an apprentice to a rather famous ghost hunter who was an old family friend of mine. I carried the equipment, operated the EVP machine, all that.
Wait,
Yes.
who was the famous ghost hunter?
Well, I don't like to name drop, but Georgia Mathers.
The tour group gasps.
Ha!
Georgia Mathers? She's a legend, you know her?
Knew her. Amazing woman. Died mysteriously. Miss you, Georgie. Anyway, we were in Maple Bay.
You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Anyway, we were in Maple...
Hey, you good?
Anyway, we were in Maple Bay.
You got the giggles?
Anyway, we were in Maple Bay investigating some reports of strange...
Do you need a second?
I don't know what's so funny.
How absurd this is that we're making this shit up?
Yes. Anyway, we were in Maple Bay investigating some reports of strange lights and sounds coming from the cemetery late at night. Now, we had been warned by the old crypt keeper that this place was highly dangerous, but Georgia was never one to shy away from an adventure. We camped out in the center of the cemetery for 3 nights straight. We endured your so-called wailing watchman.
Wailing ghost of the Wharf Man.
Whatever, your stupid vampire was just a teenager in a mask. But the Dover ghost, man, tell him, Loomis.
So, there I was, just walking back to my hotel after a long day of
Working a couple of
short cons. Classic pigeon drop scam. Putting out feelers for a rip deal. I was gonna steal a baby, probably. Would have made me rich. I found myself walking past this very cemetery. Now, I was never a very superstitious man, but something seemed off. I could hear some sort of commotion happening deep within the graveyard, and I felt compelled to investigate.
And thank God you did. George and I were conducting a seance in the mausoleum. At first, things were pretty normal, but after about an hour, everything went south. Playing back the EVP meter, we were able to hear a single word. Run. The air suddenly went cold. Something was very, very wrong. I just knew we weren't alone. We started to hear this faint, distant, scraping noise, like something being dragged across the ground. It got louder and louder until it was deafening, some kind of demented howl. And then I felt it. Someone, something, grabbing my ankle. Please don't grab my ankle.
Robert has the whole crowd hook, line and sinker. You could hear a pin drop.
I've only cried twice in my life. Once was at the birth of my daughter. The other was when that thing started dragging me. I wasn't sure where it was taking me, but I knew there was no place I wanted to go. I was sure I was going to die.
The moment I crossed the gate into the cemetery, I heard this god-awful screeching. I ran into the mausoleum just in time to see a man being pulled across the floor by... God, to this day, the mere thought of it ties my stomach into knots. It looked like a man, but like... I glanced at Robert. Like someone who didn't know what a man was supposed to look like tried to put one together. The arms were too long. Its eyes glowed red. It was like a walking shadow. What did I do? What any good person would do. I lunged for... Shoot, what was his fake name again? Fuck.
Fuck.
I think it was like...
I thought it was Daniel.
Daniel McSturgis? Daniel. I grabbed his hand and entered into a tug of war with the unholiest of forces.
I thought it was going to be torn in half.
But I had God on my side. The pocket Bible I always kept on me fell out of my shirt pocket, and to this day where I can remember what passage it opened up to.
Fuck.
Revelations.
Revelations?
Always go for Revelations.
That's the creepy one, so...
That's the one that gave me nightmares as a child. Blessed is he that readeth, and that they hear the words of this prophecy, and keep those things which are written therein, for the time is at hand. I have no idea where Robert pulled that verse from.
Is that actually Revelations 1:3?
It might be. With a horrifying growl, the entity finally relented. Daniel and I collapsed on the ground, exhausted. We were both covered in blood.
The damn creature clawed into my chest, got me real good. Had to get 16 stitches.
Robert pulls down the collar of his shirt to reveal a long, wicked scar across his pecs.
And that's how I got this scar. I followed Georgia Mathers to the ends of the earth. We faced exorcisms, demons, poltergeists that threw our equipment across the room, but I had never seen Georgia so scared. She was never the same after that, and neither was I.
Watching what happened to Daniel and Georgia shook my faith. But I came out of that experience a better man and a better friend.
And we've been brothers ever since.
The tour group gives us a round of applause as Robert and I share an emotional hug. As he embraces me, I can smell the cologne on his neck. Wow, Robert does clean up good. I find myself lingering a little too long in the hug. The tour guide seems to have bought it. Even he's wiping a tear from his eyes.
Thank you. It's an honor to be able to share our story.
Be sure to watch out for our book. I saw a demon. The shocking true story of seeing a demon.
That one?
Not the Bros Guide to the Hottest of Ghosts.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, he likes Ice Road Ghost Truckers.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. Robert has to suppress a laugh at that one.
All right.
Well, I think you both definitely earned your t-shirts. The tour guide hands us the coveted t-shirts. He then slips us both his business card and leans in close.
Right.
If you guys are ever in need of a professional actor, balloon animal artist, Elvis impersonator, or nude model, I'd be down with that.
Okay.
Please don't hesitate to contact me.
You got it, buddy.
After a couple of tourists take selfies with us, we split away from the group and walk home. That was incredible.
I really can't believe they bought all of that. I didn't know you had it in you, Marley. Excuse me, Dr. Loomis. That bit about the pocket Bible was aces, although giving the Dover ghost glowing red eyes was a little cliche.
And the Cooper conspiracy theory bit wasn't?
All a part of the character.
Well, we got the shirts out of it. We arrive in front of Robert's house.
Wanna have a drink?
You trying to poison me? What did you say?
We're being so careful with him.
I know where this goes. Small. I know where this goes, small. I know the steps. 1 second I'm sipping delicious aged scotch, the next I'm foaming at the mouth and you've taken over the throne.
Love of the king, baby.
I...
Yeah.
Oh! Robert leads me inside. I can't help but think about what Mary said to me. Robert did seem a bit off, but that completely disappeared when we were joking around with the ghost tour. I don't know. He's hard to read. While I'm thinking, I hear claws skittering across the floor.
Puppy!
Oh god, it's his pit bull. I'm about to be torn to shreds. I shut my eyes tight and brace for impact.
Betsy, hey, be nice.
I don't feel anything but tiny paws scratching at my shoes. I open my eyes. It's your baby! Betsy? Robert's dog jumps away from me, running around in circles and sniffing Robert's legs. He pats her on the head. Hey, that's not a pit bull. This is the cutest, dumbest Boston Terrier I've ever seen. Betsy, you're not a pit bull? And you weren't taken by the Dover ghost?
Betsy's made of tougher stuff than that, ain't you, girl?
Betsy rolls over some well-deserved belly rubs.
I just keep a picture of a large pit bull in my wallet in case of emergencies. Comedic emergencies.
We make our way to Robert's living room. For a quiet man with arguably the oldest pickup truck that can be legally driven, his place is amazing. There's sleek, modern appliances throughout the room with a big flat-screen TV mounted on the wall with boomerangs for some reason. He has shelves upon shelves of DVDs. Guess he wasn't lying about being really into cinema. Pours us both glasses of whiskey from a well-stocked bar in the corner while Betsy curls up on a pile of cushions. So, how did you really get that scar? And don't tell me you got it fishing for Alaskan king crabs in the Bering Sea or something. You trained me too well. Robert laughs and takes a sip of his drink.
My daughter and I were riding our bikes. I hit a rock, flew over the handlebars, and then went to the hospital. And that's it.
Oh.
Not a very interesting story.
I've never heard you talk about your daughter.
Well, I have one.
Huh.
That's her.
He points at a picture on the wall of a very serious little girl with dark eyes. Yeah, that's definitely Robert's daughter. How old is she?
25, 26? Not too sure.
Does she live around here?
No, Val lives back at home in Brooklyn. Works at some new media online magazine thing. Makes buckets, though.
Oh, she works for BuzzFeed. Great. He suddenly seems really serious. I probably shouldn't press him about it.
You like Santana?
I love Santana!
Yes. Great.
Robert puts on Santana, then takes a seat on the couch next to me. I'm just imagining surfing with Alien. Sorry. No, that's Satriani. My bad. He suddenly downs his drink in one gulp. Hey. Are you alright? Robert leans in and kisses me, the taste of whiskey burning my lips. I'm surprised at first, but slowly relax into his arms. He pulls away slightly, his lips barely brushing against my mouth.
I am now.
I can't say anything, at best managing a sigh. Robert leans in again, kissing me harder. He pulls my bottom lip between his teeth and bites slightly, sliding a hand under my shirt. My heart pounds and my chest elastic both down on the couch. Woo! I just... Wait. It's not that. Robert bites down and I have to stifle a moan. Stop! Robert stiffens up and pulls away.
No biting.
No. I like the biting. We're good with that. Something's up. Robert runs a hand through his hair and looks away.
I'm fine. I've just been kind of stressed out, tired. Not a big deal. Push it.
Listen,
We should have saved.
I want this as badly as you do, but I know something's wrong. I need to make sure that you're okay. Robert stares at the ground.
You don't know me that well, Marley. I'm not a good person.
He takes a deep breath.
I spent my whole life only taking and taking and taking. And now here I am, an old broken man sitting on top of a pile of everything I've ever taken, alone.
But I want to know you. You don't have to keep hiding behind fake stories and acting like you don't have feelings.
It's...
He sighs heavily.
It's Val. She's visiting tomorrow. She wants to patch things up.
Yay, that's a good! That's a good! You gotta clean up your fucking house first,
Yeah.
though. Your house is a disaster. Are you, I'm sorry, but is this a bit?
No.
When was the last time you saw her?
3, 4, I think.
Oh, Robert. Months?
Years.
Jesus, Robert, what happened between you two?
I don't want to talk about it.
Robert and I sit in silence, neither of us wanting to look at each other. Both of us unsure of what to do next.
I'm sorry, that damn noise. fine. Things were already bad between us. I cared about her, I always did. Things just got in the way, and before I knew it, she was leaving for college, wanting nothing to do with me. Marilyn and I moved out here to settle down. We thought it would help to get away from all the distractions, all the money, the drinking. But temptation gets to you. I tried to be better, but I just couldn't. And then the accident changed everything. I think every day about how she must have died hating me. I never became the better man that she wanted me to be, the one she always saw in me. She was the last thread Val and I had connecting us together. I didn't know that when I lost my wife, I was going to lose my daughter too.
Robert.
I spent so much time chasing after things I thought were going to make me happy that I ruined my only real chance at happiness. Now my wife is dead, my daughter hates me. She can't hate you that much, just come and visit you. And then I convinced myself that this
He gestures vaguely in my direction.
was going to make me happy. Why do I even try anymore? Ouch.
I'm so sorry. I know how hard it is to...
No, you don't. How could you possibly know how this feels? You did everything right. Your daughter loves you. You're a good person. I was a terrible husband, and I'm an even worse father. I have no idea why she's even bothering to contact me. I know I'm just going to fuck it up like I always do. I'm broken. I shouldn't even go.
Robert puts his head in his hands. Tell him what he needs to hear. Because that's what you do. Don't fuck me, game. Because this is what you do.
No.
When you have when you have someone who has depressive, like either personality syndrome disorder or just that's just how they are in the moment, you always tell them what they need to hear. You never placate, because that's not what a friend does. You're not their therapist, you're their friend, and you tell them what they need to hear, even if that's not a nice thing. You do what's going to be best for them. And I have lost friends who did not like hearing what they needed to hear. Nobody died. I just don't hang out with them anymore. Anyway, nothing's gonna change until you do. Robert pauses. He looks at me. There are a lot of things in my life that I regret, that I wish I could take back or do over. And it hurts so much to know that I can't. But what I can do, what you have the privilege of doing tomorrow morning, is to wake up and try to be a better person than you were the day before. Things aren't going to fix themselves tomorrow or the next day. And batching things up with Val isn't going to solve it. Sorry, it's the whiskey. Aren't going to solve all your problems either. But nothing is going to change if you don't. And you can't love anyone else until you stop hating yourself. And you're right. I don't know you that well. But you have the same capacity for good that we all have. And I know you can find it. Val is giving you a chance. Don't fuck it up.
But.
Robert, listen to me. It's gonna be okay.
But.
I lean over to embrace Robert, pulling him in as tightly as I can. He buries his head into my shoulder, hugging me back. It's gonna be okay. I place a hand on the back of his head and stroke his hair. He shudders and then sobs, and I realize that he's crying.
Thank you.
We stay there for a while, holding each other. We both eventually drift off to sleep. Sleep is important! Make sure you're getting enough! Hey! I walk over to Mary, who's having a lively conversation with Amanda.
Listen, kid, you're gonna need some real life skills out there if you're gonna make it out on the streets. I'm going to college. Same thing. Look, I know you're not old enough to drink. Right. And I know you're smart enough not to drink until you're of legal age. But hypothetically, if you were to drink, it'd behoove you to drink a glass of water between rounds. Got it. Hypothetically. And if you wake up with a headache, all you gotta do is take a jar of pickles and drink the pickle juice. You're gonna be fine.
What's going on here?
Girl talk.
Mary turns her back to Amanda.
Now let me tell you about how to deal with a bad roommate. First thing to know, you get straight A's if they die during the semester.
Mary!
Relax. It's a myth.
Yeah, no, it's true, actually.
Hey.
Supposedly.
Against my better judgment, I leave them be. I don't think I recognize that girl by the snack table, but I should go say hello. Hi, I don't think we've met.
Oh, we've met years ago. And I'm here for my revenge.
You're Robert's kid, aren't you?
Spot on. I guess that makes you Marley, huh?
Yeah, it's nice to meet you. Glad Robert brought you along.
He promised there would be free food, so it's kind of hard to pass up. And look, I don't know you, but can I get real with you for a sec? My old man's a real closed book, you know? Me and him, we got a long way to go. You don't erase decades of neglect in a week, but you sure can get tired of staying angry about it. That kind of bitterness, it poisons you, I think. I'm too young for that. Anyway, lately he's been better. A lot better. Between him shaving for once and how much he talks about you, I get the feeling you have something to do with it. So, thanks.
Robert means a lot to me. I'm glad he's getting better.
Just keep an eye on him when I'm not around, okay? Or else.
What?
I'm kidding. Or am I? No, I'm kidding. I don't know why I'm like this.
I think it runs in the family. Amanda trots up to the conversation.
Hey, I love your necklace. And your hair. And just, geez, your whole vibe is cool. Thanks. I like your jacket. My girlfriend collects pins, too. Ay, I like that. High five.
Oh, this is my daughter Amanda. Amanda, this is Robert's daughter Val.
Nice meeting you. I've heard you're a photographer. An aspiring photographer. I'm going to school for it. You take pictures? Yes? Then you're a photographer. Welcome to the biz.
Val hands Amanda a business card.
If you're ever looking for internships, shoot me an email. Anyway, I need to go make friends with that woman over there who's dual-wielding wine glasses. Catch you later.
Val walks away.
She's so cool! She gave me her business card! She touched my hand!
She's gay! Congrats, you just networked for the first time.
I'm a regular business lady now. Quarterly projections, stock market, synergy.
While you're making a fortune as a businesswoman, I gotta keep this party going.
Catch you around, Pops.
Mom! Robert's sitting on a bench. Pew, pew. I take a seat next to Robert as the last guests make their way out of the party.
Hey.
Hey. Robert gestures vaguely to the snack table.
Good stuff.
Yeah. So, I had a chance to talk to Val.
Hi.
She physically threatened you?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
That's my girl.
She said you've been doing better.
Huh.
Trying to work on the vices. I also showered today.
We sit in silence for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
You know, every day for me is a battle against my own self-destructive habits.
Gee, I wonder what that's like.
But lately, it's gotten a little easier.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks for talking some sense into me. It's hard to get things through my thick skull sometimes, but what you said that night has actually helped.
I'm glad.
Huh.
I like you, Marley. I like you a lot. I haven't felt this way about someone in a long time, but I need to work on myself first.
I lean in and kiss him for a moment before he pulls away. He takes my hand in his.
So,
You're special to me, but I have some stuff I need to work on emotionally before I can get into anything romantic with you. You deserve better than who I am right now. I need to be on my own for a bit, figure some things out.
Of course. I think what you need right now is a friend. And I'm very happy to be that for you.
Thank you. That means a lot to me.
And if you're ever ready for more than that, you know where to find me.
Let's hunt ghosts sometime.
I would love that. I put my head on his shoulder and we watched the sun slowly dip below the horizon together.
That was satisfying.
That was a good, satisfying ending. Still not my favorite dad.
No. Okay,
So-
now that we've done all of them,
Now we've done all of them. We've done everyone. Who's your favorite dad?
it's probably a tie between Hugo, Matt, and Craig.
It's definitely a tie between Hugo, Matt, and Craig. I think they each have their They
Well,
each have
I
their
really
qualities.
liked Damien too.
Damien was good. Damien's story was a good story. Craig, Damien. I think okay. So if I had to order them, it would be Matt.
Damien,
No, for me it would be Matt, Craig, Damien, then Hugo.
Matt, Damien, Hugo, Craig.
They're still our top 4 though. All right, guys. Well, that is Dream Daddy. That's it. You can be happy. You won't have to see any more of these.
And we got Amanda to say fuck!
We got Amanda to say fuck. Yep, no more dating sims for us, guys. Until Honey Pop 2 comes out.
I have a sprained ankle right now, so I'm kind of on my ass, and I will be for the next several days. And so I've been playing a lot of Otome games, like a lot of Otome games. Mostly cute little mobile games, like I'm playing this one that called Midnight Cinderella, and I really like it. And I really, really want to see an Otome game, a game that has this much heart in it, that's like specifically for ladies, by ladies, romanceable ladies, and I think that would be a good thing. I'd like to see the devs who worked on this work on something like that.
That'd be nice. A lot of heart. I'm sure we could find something. And if you guys know about any games that we should try, like what she's describing, then you should let us know in the comments down below. But thank you all so much for watching. This has been quite the adventure over the past year now.
It's been a while, yeah. This game came out
It's been a while.
in like October of last year.
Came out in
So
October,
almost a
so
year.
little under a year. But thank you all so much for watching. If you enjoyed this series, please go kick tomorrow's butt. Let us know in the comments down below what you thought. Make sure to hit subscribe and that like button. You can check out my Patreon. She's got an Etsy. All that good stuff. Thank you all so much for watching. Go kick tomorrow's butt, because if you don't, it's going to kick yours. And I can't wait to see you on the next adventure. And as always, subscribe.